Hey, what's up guys, it's Will, back with another video, finally. This one more time is a back day, always switching it up. This was actually the first time I did deadlifts in a while, and by a while I mean maybe like a few weeks, just kind of like go in, like all the exercises that I know and I'm familiar with, I just kind of cycle them. So say maybe for 2 weeks I do kind of like the same routine for every body exercise, for every body part, like a muscle group, and then for the next 2 weeks after that, I'll change into something else, or maybe a whole month. Not to mention, we've talked about this before, where you can change the style of training you do to do either, if you're bulking. Best recommendation would be doing heavier sets, meaning kind of like powerlifting, and not necessarily powerlifting per se, but for example, power bodybuilding, where you do compound movements and then just add those kind of like detail work exercises in, meaning compound movements like deadlifts, squats, and I'm talking about like barbell squats, overhead press, standing overhead press, even clean and presses, lunges, all that stuff, and even bench press, though it's, there's different ways of doing things, but you would do those exercises and then just add, for example, the compound for back, let's say deadlifting. You would do that and then go later on, give it all you got in the deadlifts, and then with the detail work, it would just be like the regular, straight arm lat pull downs, or your seated rows, anything like that, or even like reverse flies. That would be your detail work after getting all this heavy shit out of the way. Still, I get asked this question, like, why don't I always bring the weight down, to the floor, and I guess kind of like resets. Some people do that. I don't. The reason is I like training under tension, meaning, yeah, it's cool, if you set the weight down, especially, we're talking about deadlifts, but set the weight down at the bottom and then kind of like go back up and give it all the power you got, then yeah, you can lift heavier that way. You can get away with, basically like powerlifting. Now, I'm not a power lifter. I don't really focus a lot on that. I guess I just try to be as strong as I can. As you can tell, like here, my max has been 4 plates and a 10, I think. But that's when I'm like carved up and, rested well, took my pre-workout, took creatine, all that stuff. But that'd be kind of like, that's my training. But I still hit like anywhere between 4 and 6 reps. So I like lifting heavy, but at the same time, keeping as much as the correct form as possible. So here's I have my brother, Isaac. I call him AKA Sky. I call him Sky. This guy is like blessed with, being lean. This guy, you can tell right away, like the work, the work he puts in and shaping the muscle and all that stuff. And you can tell right here, he does his sets a little bit differently. This time at least. After doing both arms at the same time, so the full exercise, he sets the weights down and does one arm and then the other, kind of like concentrating on that squeeze. It's kind of like a drop set, you would say. Yeah. So notice, like, I think this is 4 plates for me. I'm bringing it all the way back as far as I can, squeeze, and bring it down nice and slow, nice and controlled. You never want to bang the weights, Now at the bottom, I do kind of rest on this one and then bring it back up. For the same reason, because it's heavier and I just want to get more of that power going, that strength. Not really, trying to burn out the muscle as far as like more reps and getting the blood in there, even though you do feel the pump. But yeah. So yeah, guys, recently been actually just ordered and I received my pre-workout. doing Mesomorph. I don't know if a lot of you guys are familiar with it. Christian Guzman talked about it. and I just learned from it by one of I learned about it through one of our friends. He used to work with me for a while, and but yeah, I mean, the stuff is great. I mean, it's legit. You know, you get power, you get endurance. You know, and even it says on the label, you know, like lactic acid. I don't know if it says buffer or something like that. Like, it just gets rid of lactic acid, or at least like the effect lactic acid has on your muscle, which, you know, it burns. It's, I guess, like, yeah, I've kind of like try to see if or try to notice a difference, you know, having to do with that, and I could tell the difference. You know, like, you don't get fatigued as fast between sets, you recover faster. You know, and the thing though, it's not for the faint of heart. It's really, really strong pre-workout. Not to say that I'm a fucking, you know, beast and all this shit, I'm better than, no, but, you know, it's just, I've gotten my days where, you know, usually I take it on an empty stomach. You know, especially nowadays, I fast, so I don't end up eating till like maybe 4 or 5 p.m. every day. So now I'm able to, I don't know what changed, but now I'm able to work out on an empty stomach and still stay like that for a while. But in the morning I do take the pre-workout, and I can tell some days it's just a little too much, especially if you didn't sleep too well or you really haven't eaten well the last few days. You do feel a big difference, and you end up feeling kind of like shit, you know? So just be careful with that. Check it out, Mesomorph. It's pretty good stuff. And let's get doing pull downs. Trying them Versa grips for the first time. Oh, by the way, this shot right here, we were doing spider curls, but I guess the camera was set up in like not the correct angle, so just put that in there for filler. But yeah, guys, currently my weight is 222, which is kind of weird because I'm leaner than I've ever been at over 212. You know, if that makes sense. I don't know why. Like, it's just out of nowhere. I think it was like a month apart. I went from 210 or 212 to 222, and I've been there. So I don't know. I mean, hopefully it's all muscle, yeah. But that's way too far fetched to believe that. I still have to lean out though, and I'm pretty sure when I lean out completely, I'll be down to like 205, 200. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know. Besides that, I've just been doing a lot of music. Those are the last 2 videos that I put up. And, yeah, you know, just working on stuff, you know, working every day, chilling. Anyway, guys, you guys have any questions, comments, leave it in the comment section, and I'll be glad to get back at you, you know, let you know what I think. I'll be doing some reviews and some supplements coming up. I guess today was a short version of the Mesomorph review. Anyway, guys, hope to hear from you soon. Take it easy. Keep making gains in mind, body, and soul. This is Will signing off. Peace.